A minerals deal between the U.S. and Ukraine is set to be inked this Friday, but without Washington's security guarantees, President Donald Trump says. We head over to Washington, D.C., where Voice of America correspondent Chris Casquejo is standing by. Hello there, Chris.
Hi, good to be with you.
Thanks for joining us. So, Chris, first off, walk us through what the minerals deal will entail eventually.
Right. U.S. President Donald Trump says that Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is expected at the White House on Friday to sign that critical minerals agreement. The critical minerals agreement includes a 50-50 split between Kyiv and Washington of the proceeds from Ukraine's minerals, oil, and gas. The agreement also calls for the establishment of a reconstruction investment fund that will be co-managed by the U.S. and Ukraine. The United States would commit to the development of a stable and economically prosperous Ukraine, to quote the draft agreement. Ukraine's reserves of titanium, a key component for the aerospace, medical, and automobile industries, are believed to be among Europe's largest. Ukraine also holds some of Europe's largest known reserves of lithium, which is required to produce batteries, ceramics, and glass.
Well, we do know that the deal will be sealed this Friday, but what about security guarantees that Ukraine has long asked for from the U.S.? Apparently, they're not part of the deal.
That's correct. Hard security guarantees are not part of this deal, but officials said negotiations are still ongoing. Trump said during Wednesday's cabinet meeting that it was up to Europe, not the U.S., to provide security guarantees. But he also said the minerals deal would help ensure Ukraine's security because U.S. workers would be in Ukraine and nobody is going to be messing around with our people when we're there, to quote. He also backed the idea of a European peacekeeping force that has been put forth by the UK and France recently.
Well, then I have to ask, why is Trump rushing to seal the minerals deal with Ukraine? Are there specific reasons?
Yes, earlier this month, China announced sweeping export controls on targeting 5 metals across the defense, clean energy, and other industries. The move came just minutes after an additional 10% tariff on Chinese goods was announced by President Trump, and it went into effect earlier this month. China is the dominant global producer of rare earth, which are a subset of 17 critical minerals. They mined 240,000 metric tons in 2023. Chinese reserves at the end of 2023 amounted to 44 million metric tons. By contrast, the United States, which is the second largest producer of rare earths, extracted 43,000 metric tons and had reserves of 1.8 million metric tons. So you can see that there's a wide gap, even though the two countries are the largest miners of these so-called rare earths.
Well, that's not it. Just hours ago, Trump hinted at slapping a 25% tariff on imports from the European Union. Tell us more.
Yeah, President Trump said he's decided to hit the European Union with 25% tariff, saying, quote, the EU was formed to screw the United States. Trump said, we have made a decision and we'll be announcing it very soon. He made these comments during that same cabinet meeting on Wednesday. He said that tariffs would apply to all things, but specifically mentioned car imports, saying they've really taken advantage of us. They don't accept our cars. They don't accept essentially our farm products, and we accept everything of them.
Chris, before I let you go, we have to talk about this gold card that Trump introduced this week. Apparently, foreigners, including myself, can buy the right to live and work in the U.S. with not just $5 million US. Tell us more.
Yeah, this is what Trump is proposing as a replacement for the EB-5 immigrant visa. EB-5s allow foreign immigrant investors to become permanent residents if they invest in projects that create or preserve U.S. jobs. But Trump has said that this is not going to be a requirement under this so-called gold card that he wants to sell. We are going to be putting a price on that card of about $5 million. He went on to say it's going to give you green card privileges, plus it's going to be a route to citizenship. And wealthy people would be coming into our country by buying this card. He said specifics of this plan will come out in 2 weeks. Congress created the EB-5 Immigrant Investor Program in 1990. It's administered by the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services. Incidentally, that's probably the last time that the U.S. Congress has passed any immigration laws. Under the last few administrations, immigration policy has been decided by the president, whether it's Obama, Trump, and Biden.
Well, those cards will be available, like you said, in 2 weeks, so it'll be interesting how popular they will be, actually. Thank you, Chris, for the report today.
Yeah, good to see you.